Hi, everybody. This is Rob Chavez with the Robert Chavez and Company real estate team here at Keller Williams. We run the Virginia Short Sale Advice website. And today I have the privilege of introducing you to my good friend and short sale negotiator, Alan Wu. And I thought of Sequoia Properties and Management.
Right.
And I thought that it would be great to have Alan come in and answer some questions that we typically get from people that are on our website or call in. These are like the top 15 questions that we typically get that consumers are really concerned about out there. So why don't we just kind of jump into it? Before we start, let me just tell you, Alan has done how many short sales now?
Since 2008, we've done over 200.
200 short sales. Okay.
Yep.
So he's negotiated 200 short sales since 2008. And I use him as a resource. He's amazing. Our short sales get done. He's a constant wealth of information to help guide our clients. So I really value that relationship.
Sure.
So question number one, Alan, pretty simple. If someone starts falling behind on their payments,
Right.
what should they do? What's the first thing that they should do?
Well, the first thing obviously they need to do is to talk to their lenders. Let them know that let the lender know that they are in a financial situation where they cannot continue to pay for the mortgage anymore, and seek helps from the lenders to see if they can do a loan modification or to see any alternative way that the lender can help them out to keep the mortgage. But obviously, if they cannot keep the mortgage, then there will be the next step is looking into doing a short sale on the property.
Okay.
So obviously, they need to talk. I see a lot of clients that they are a little bit intimidated, or feel ashamed when they are not able to pay for their mortgage. But that is the biggest mistake that clients can make out there, is not talking to anybody.
Okay.
Yep.
So really just start talking to your lender straight away.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. And how do you know someone is a good candidate for a short sale?
Well, a few things. One, obviously, for a short sale, you need to demonstrate to the lender that financially you are not able to pay for your mortgage anymore. So you need to demonstrate a hardship, and that is the number one thing that the lender is looking for. And they will look into your financial situation. They will look into your bank statements, tax returns, financial assets, and things like that. So if you are in a category that you know for sure you are not able to continue to pay for the mortgage, and you know better than anybody else out there, if your income is much less than your expenses, then definitely you're in the category of considering to do a short sale of your property.
And we find that divorce is hardship,
Yes.
job relocation is hardship,
Yes.
Loss of job,
Absolutely.
reduction in income, all these things classify as hardship.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have a lot of clients that, due to the economy, they used to make X dollar amount of money, but now they either the wife or the husband lost their job, or they got a pay cut. That definitely demonstrate to a financial hardship. So that is something that you need to explain to the lender. And at the end of the day, the lender is the one that ultimately decide is this a good short sale candidate or not, if they were willing to go through this short sale with this particular client or not.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, who's the toughest bank to work with out there?
Wow. Well, the toughest bank, I would say, I don't like to use the word toughest bank, but I would like to use the most the lengthy bank. Okay. Obviously, right now with the big names out there, for example, like Bank of America, Chase, SunTrust, they take a little bit longer time to deal with. But however, if you're talking about tough cases, tough bank to deal with, are the banks that actually sitting on a second lien position or third lien position, and the balance it's over $100,000. You have a lot of those property out there that, for example, the first lien is about $500, and the second lien is $200,000. Those are the tough bank that you need to deal with, because majority of those banks, they are not just willing to take a couple $1,000s from the first lien and then forget about the remaining balance. So a lot of this second lien position bank, they go very tough on the client, and also it does take a lot of negotiation to get the second lien off the case.
What are the easiest cases to deal with then? If having the seconds and the thirds with large balances is the most difficult, what's the easiest?
Well, obviously, the easiest one would be some local smaller banks. We deal with a lot of, for example, used to be called Section, SLS, Litton Loan Service. Those banks tend to be relatively easier than other big banks, just because they don't have a complicated short sale system. They don't have that many short sale cases, and also their investor is a lot easier to get access to. And some of those files, they actually are the investor themselves. So
Okay.
so they can make decisions very quickly. So again, for a smaller bank, it's a little easier to deal with.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that the bank has investors.
Yes.
The big banks have investors behind them that they need to go to
Absolutely.
and get approvals from.
Absolutely.
Essentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a lot of these banks out there, like Bank of America or SunTrust or Chase and whatnot, they are just the servicer for that note. You know, we need to find out who the investors are. And again, not back to your question, who's the toughest bank? Not necessarily about the bank itself, but also who are the investors. Are the investor private investors, or are they Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and also have something to do with, does this particular property have any MI, mortgage insurance on it? So that all contribute to the difficulties of that short sale.
Okay. Interesting. Right. Well, yeah, actually, that brings up the next question that we got from somebody. What's the difference in the process if the property is, let's say, a VA-owned property, or a Fannie property, or a Freddie property? What are the differences?
Well, out there, yes, obviously you have VA, Freddie Mae, Freddie Mac, and also you have private investors like GMAC, like a lot of those IBMs and etc. The difference mainly that I've seen is that for Fannie, Freddie, or VA, they are actually government-owned backed mortgages, and they have to go through a series of audits, a series of analysis. They have a lot more steps that they need to follow. For us to do the negotiation, it's actually very, we don't see what actually they are doing in the back end. But one thing that we actually know is that for the private investor, the private investor notes, so-called, and they are much easier to make decisions. But obviously for Fannie and Freddie, they have a whole set of guidelines that they need to follow.
Sure.
But one thing is good about Fannie and Freddie is that they do allow you to list the property, and they will tell you what kind of price that they're looking for before you even get a contract. And while versus the some other investors, they do have to have a contract first before they start the negotiation with you.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting. HAFA.
HAFA.
What's HAFA? People are always asking me, what's HAFA?
Okay, HAFA stands for Home Affordability Foreclosure Alternative. It's actually a program that introduced by the Department of Treasury to help out for the short sale process. So, a couple of things. HAFA, first of all, it has to be. It's a type of short sale. Okay, that the government introduced. First thing need to be the property need to be a primary residence, and it has to be below $729,000. You've got to get the note before January 1st, 2009. If you are qualified for HAFA, then the lender will not come after you for the remaining balance. You don't even need to negotiate with the lender. It's automatic. Okay, and also the good thing is that they will give the homeowner $3,000 to move out of their property.
Okay.
Okay. Now the catch is this: if there are two liens on the property, both lien has to agree to do HAFA. So let's say, for example, if the first lien is doing HAFA, but the second lien does not agree to do HAFA, then there's no HAFA. And another thing is that even though, let's say, the first lien, even though the client qualified to do a HAFA, and HAFA actually itself, it's a case-by-case situation. So the lender could say that, just for whatever reason, the lender could say that, no, I don't like this client to go through HAFA, then they cannot go through HAFA.
Maybe they make too much money.
Exactly.
Maybe they have assets somewhere that they.
For whatever reason that the lender would say.
Okay.
So again, I mean, right now what we do is that we definitely would try to push clients to go through HAFA first to see if they can qualify for it, and that it will be the best deal for the short sale clients.
Okay.
Yep.
What can somebody do to increase their chances of getting a short sale approved? What's the most important thing that a homeowner out there going through a possible short sale can do to really ensure that that's going to get approved?
I would say two things: recognition and cooperation. What do I mean by that? It means that a lot of the homeowner, they don't recognize that they have a problem. Even though they're going through short sales, but a lot of time they will still hide themselves into a little corner, and there's always a hope that, hey, I can keep my house, and there was always so much information out there that let them know that, hey, this person say this, that person say that, and might be able to help to save your house and things like this. So when client does not recognize that they need to go through a short sale, it's very difficult on us and also on the agent, just because they have not decided what they really wanted to do.
Okay.
So that's the number one thing. And the second thing is obviously the corporation, meaning that we do need a lot of information from the homeowner. For example, the bank statement, financial hardships, and bank statements, pay stubs, that kind of stuff. And the lender will be continuously asking that kind of stuff. It's not like the one time and then that's the end of it. The lender will keep asking for it on a monthly basis a lot of time. So if the homeowner does not cooperate, meaning that we do have a deadline when the lender asks us for that information, and if the homeowner does not give it to us on time, then it will just prolong the process. Or sometimes even the lender would shut down the case until we got all the document in.
So a responsive seller who's going to give all the right documentation as soon as it's requested. Yep. I always tell my clients, let's put together a perfect package right off the bat, and then just know that the lender is going to constantly be coming back asking for updated information. But it's the client that's responsive and provides that information in a timely fashion and doesn't hide from the bank. Exactly. It recognizes that, hey, you're going to move forward with this short sale. You're going to do everything you can to cooperate with this short sale. Yep. Those are the ones that get pushed through. Those are the ones that are successful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, a big question that people typically ask us is, will the bank come after me for the deficiency amount, right? How do you typically answer that?
Yes, for the short answer is yes. The bank does reserve all the right to come after for the homeowners, okay? Because on that contract, you sign a contract, you agree to pay for the mortgage, and the bank has all kind of right to come after you for it. But that's where the negotiation comes in. You have to negotiate with the lender as one of the term for these short sales to go through. Again, is to have the lender not to come after the homeowner for the deficiency balance. Okay. But it has to be negotiated. But if the client is in the HAFA program, then the lender would definitely not come after you for it. But other lenders, it has to go through a series of negotiations.
Sure, and we talked about that we were just grab lunch, and we said that the Foreclosure Forgiveness Act actually expires when?
I believe it's 2012.
Yeah, the end of 2012.
Yep.
Yeah, and HAFA program is actually supposed to expire
by the end of this year.
By the end of this year, which right now we're in December 2011.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How will a short sale affect my credit? What's the difference between doing the short sale on my credit and having the foreclosure on my credit?
Okay. Two things. Let's talk about foreclosure and also how does short sale or foreclosure affect my credit first. Obviously, foreclosure, if you foreclose the property, it does have that foreclosure reported to the credit bureau. And my understanding is that at least that it's going to take 7 years before any other lender is going to lend monies to you
to purchase a home.
To purchase another home. But for short sale, it's much faster. And ideally, meaning that once the short sale is done, and if you do not have any more credit issue, meaning that you're not late on a credit card, you're not late on any car payments or any bills and things like this, ideally it would take about 2 years for your credit to get back to where you were before. And as a matter of fact, I do have clients that we done short sale with 2 years ago, and now they are able to purchase their property again.
Yeah, I just had one where you helped with the negotiation.
Right.
And I can't believe it's already been 2 years, and he just bought another house.
Yep, there you go.
I was wow.
There you go.
It's amazing.
And again, in terms of credit, I do know a lot of people ask that questions, but unfortunately, it's not that clear cut. Okay, people ask me how many points it's going to drop and things like this. Unfortunately, it's not that clear cut. It really have to do with your financial habit. How you spend your money. And obviously, if you pay your bill on time, if you keep, have the good financial habit, you wouldn't have that credit issue anymore.
Okay. Security clearances. That's a big topic in this area, right?
Yes.
How does a short sale potentially impact a security clearance? If somebody's got a security clearance, how do you typically advise them?
Well, one thing that you definitely do before you start the short sale process is to talk to your security officer at your job. For those who has a security clearance, definitely each branch have their own security officers. You need to talk to them, explain to them the situation you are in, and explain to them that the financial hardship that you are in. And I cannot guarantee anything, obviously, but definitely talk to your security officer first. And we do have a lot of clients who have security clearance, top secret or secret, whatnot. And I believe as long as you disclose all that information to your authorities, they should be able to work out something for you.
That's right.
Right.
It's when you try to
Right.
cover it up
Exactly.
that it becomes an issue.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. And what do you suggest? Last question for you. If someone is thinking about doing a short sale, right? Maybe they know that 2 or 3 months down the road, it's kind of inevitable, right? What should they do?
Well, that related to the first questions that we talked about. Obviously, when you think that you are not able to pay for the mortgage anymore or need to go through a short sale, first of all, talk to your financial advisor if you have any to look over your financial situation. Talk to your CPA if you have a CPA that look over your financial situation, and definitely talk to your lender. Let them know that you are not able to pay for the mortgage anymore, and seek other options before you decide to sell your property. Talk to any attorneys that you might get a hands on and find out any legal issues. And if that property is a rental property, talk to a real estate agent and find out what happened with the tenant. All those legal issues you need to that's where you come in, Rob.
Sure.
To help them to figure out what would be the best solution for them. And then if by the end of the day, and if short sale is still the way to go, then just prepare for it. And so that's
people need to be aware that there's definitely a difference between selling your primary residence as or an investment home. There's different tax consequences involved.
Absolutely.
And so consult your CPA, consult an attorney, and just ask advice from people all around you that are willing to help.
Absolutely.
So, well, Alan, thank you so much for sharing some time. I hope these questions and answers have been helpful to you. Again, we want to bring you value in these blogs, and we hope that today provided immense value for you. If you have any questions, give me a call directly. I'm more than happy to put you in touch with Alan. And as always, have a great day, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.
Thank you.